Hello, everybody. Live once again on the old Trekyards channel. That's this one right here. You guys know we did it. We're back. Where's my okay, so it's fighting that. That's fine. Ah, I get the top. I get the top spot. Yes, welcome everybody to the Trek Shorts. Gosh, 5-day left campaign. Video, chat, hangout, discussion, show fun things. I got a couple of things. Ah, sad. Watch my own ad. Yeah, I'm gonna show a couple of things. Gonna talk about a couple of things. Gonna tease a couple of things. Gonna talk about some processes that we do. And if you note, who has the bottom? Well, that's actually an animation. That's actually the current shot I'm rendering for the next Trek Shorts. 4K. It's the Enterprise, and note it's being lit by all the stuff independent at the same time. Sorry, but in the final it'll be constructed that every light has a different level. But it's actually a full it's frame 95, shot 5. It's a wide angle. It's actually really zoomed out in the shot, but I've got that. So it's technically moving every minute and a half. Every 2 minutes, it's technically, I don't know if you can catch it, it's about to finish, and then it is gonna refresh. Oh, it's so subtle. I'm trying to watch it on both monitors. It says waiting. Come on, new frame. Can you tell? I don't know. That's the joke, isn't it? It takes 2 minutes to do it. Oh, and then. Yes, there we go. It fuzzed for us. Wow. Yeah, it takes 2 minutes a frame, and then it takes 25 seconds to think about the 2 minutes a frame. I mean, whatever, right? But yeah. So today we're here to talk about the Trek Shorts Kickstarter Classic. Welcome back. I hope things are better on our end. $5. Holla, here's $5 non-quid to help. Now I do hope, Classic, you're going to get an actual perk on the campaign, so I can send something in the mail. Cause I'm sure we can give you some bonus fun things because you are of course Classic. You know, these perks are only around during the campaign, as it were. So you know, find a perk and then go for it. Guess when I can post you? That'd be cool. I think the perks are rather good. So yeah, we are. Oh, I guess I just share, don't I? So this, yeah. So talk about the Oh my god, that's a thing. Oh my god. Okay, let me share this thing, and if anybody has any quick fire questions about what's happening, the project, whatever, I will answer them after I share. Gonna show you a lot of things, etc., etc. But let me just get this live. Which ends in 4.4 days. May 20th. Let's get that shared to all the places. It's funny to think this animation is you know, like 2 minutes a frame. It's gonna be like 10, 14, so whatever seconds. It's taking so many hours to make seconds. It's kind of a bit silly, isn't it, really? But yeah, I'm just showing right now, ask some questions. I'm going to show off some stuff. I'm definitely going to tease the next film. It comes out tomorrow. The pre-release link went out to all the Patreon backers and selected people that have either worked on films or past films. So I've been able to see that. Where else can I share to? Let's share on. Hi, Barry. Good to see you. Yeah, questions on our fan films would be excellent. We love having interaction. And hopefully, I'd love to see a couple of donations during this live so that we can, live shout you out. That would be cool. So we're currently 100 backers, so it really needs to work out if we get anyone new. Did last bit of sharing now. Click the like button to see what it says. And hopefully, hopefully we can get some. That's the thing, is that any single donation means something, so anything will help. And we thank you in advance. Is that a way of finding it? I'm going to have to go to the actual link then, which is this. Ah, yes, classic. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. And like I say, classic, I'm sure with Olivia as well. Anything physical, I'll send you guys some bonus stuff, don't worry. That's obviously it's going to happen. Yeah, so let's show the campaign. It's been a hell of a journey. And getting from there to here is the overused joke of the century, but it is certainly feeling a bit that way. And probably can do it on slides. There we go. All right. So yeah, we are currently at £9,651, not dollars. With 100 backers, which was so nice to get 100 backers. I think our last one had like 85 backers with 14,000. So, that was nice. But we're a bit outside from where they were now. But there are some super chats which are absolutely amazing. Olivia, here's $5. Please digitally edit a burger in Cap's nose every time he appears in one. I can do AI for that. I'll happily do that for the lols. And then Barry says, here is some soup money. Soup money is important. I had yogurt earlier today, if that helps. But to reiterate, everyone that's watching, a Kickstarter is an all or nothing. So if we don't get the last 2.5 thousand by the end of the 4.5 days, nothing happens. As in, we get nothing. The project basically is cancelled, and this one. So if you guys are super chatting, then that is essential for Trekyards. But also, if you want to get a perk, then get it before the end of the campaign, because if we don't get 100, then there is no campaign, and no one gets charged, but no one gets any perks. And we have a real bad time trying to make new things. So, Barry, if you can, put in on the campaign, even a 10, whatever, whatever perk you want, then we need that number to keep going up. I'd love to get at least 10,000 before the end of the weekend, but that's not really up to me, is it? But let's have a look. 100 backers is fantastic. So you can see our full main cast list. I say that it's a numbers game. We ran out of space. So Dad, Stuart, Chris, Roy, Ray, etc. They all miss out by just technical numbers of how many films are in it, etc. All these lovely films we've done in the past. Bit of cheeky Sean Ferrick there from a couple of years ago. In their rather tight TNG. I'll update this campaign really up to date, so that includes December's film. There's Girl Stuart. Look at the variety in eras, though. Look at that. Look at that. I've also done that much variety. It's crazy. The teasers there. I mean, that. Who made that? So Nick made that. I textured it, but Nick's hard work built Enterprise D. Nick then Adrian built the Excelsior. Adrian built the TOS Connie. Nick built the Strange Worlds Connie. Nick built the Titan. Adrian built the Voyager. Andrew built the Runabout. Nick built Cerritos, someone else built the Protostar, and Adrian built the Defiant. So really good team effort there. Really fantastic team. There's a lovely cast picture. The one time we're ever going to get everyone together like that. It was very expensive to do that. But that's okay. That is okay. That's okay. It was that's the thing, and when you hear people talk about the family you make and the bond, because we have very long filming days in a good way, right? We have so much we want to do, and filming for 7 or 8 hours or more, we have done more. It's very tiring, and I'm the only one who's working every single second, right? I'm directing, I'm coordinating, I'm trying to keep us on track, and the stress of not getting it done is meaningful, right? But to have that everyone together, including Ledge, including Marie, including me, I was there too, obviously in the picture. It's in a sense, it's like the Avengers, right? It feels like we've managed to get all these amazing people together. The fact they're coordinated. Whatever. But Barry says, we don't know what cheeky means in the States. Oh. Okay. Cheeky is, oh god, how do I explain cheeky? It's a very common phrase. I'm pretty sure in the States as well. But it's British slang apparently. So this is the AI overview, Gemini, whatever. Cheeky is a playful, enduring way of describing behaviour that is slightly bold, impertinent, or mildly rebellious. It implies a mischievous or teasing quality rather than genuine malice. Or it's like raunchy. A cheeky smile is like, you know, or you mean cheeky, where you might say to somebody, oh, I'll on like eBay, if you're not quite, but you know, if you're on eBay and you're like, there's an offer, as a really cool thing, and you offer like £50 under the thing, you say, oh, that was cheeky, you know. Ah, Mark, well, don't you be putting in just yet. We gotta see what happens, Mark. We've got 4 days to go. Gotta wait till the end of that, Mark. But good to see you. If you've got any questions for Trek Shorts, as in me, would love to know. That was a great uniform we actually used. It's funny how just the time frame of all these things changes from making this page. That's Marie's sister, Jazza, and that was her custom uniform, which is quite expensive. That's okay. That's a fun shoot. So many teas. I mean, some of these images have so much teas behind them. But yeah, what I love about this campaign, I really worked hard to get some fun levels, and I'll show stuff in a second. But I love the video calling character. I have had a couple of cameos before. They're fun. Always have a charge, but that's the point, is to support the creator, right? The idea that you can get a video call or a video message from one of the characters of Trek Shorts, I find so damn charming. And it's all improv. I'm not going to script them. I'm going to let the actors kind of, in a good way, have the drama. And a lot of the stuff's add-on based, as in you can select a perk, then Kickstarter asks for add-on. So if you want a big perk or whatever, then you can add these as extra. A lot of people have added the video as an add-on, which is fantastic. It's only £15, right? But it adds up. I love the idea of saying Nim. You're in uniform as Keeley. Right, you've got to say, all right, you've got to say hi to Simon, and then you've got to say to Derek, and then Jacqueline. And then each one will be a separate video, just like chill improv, and like however long it is. So I love when you see celebrity cameos, and some are like 2 seconds, right? Hello, happy birthday from me. And some like, well, I'm going a tirade. And it's this amazing like 10-minute nonsense. You know, like, damn, that actor really cared, which is just fantastic. I absolutely adore these mystery card signed perks. That's the size. I really hope people get these. And I mean, many people have, but they are of the entire cast. Every single uniform version of every single cast member from every single film, with every single pip and hair variant, which has been a real back in the ass. These are all different. And if you get one of the sets, which many people have, they're all signed. We get 5 random ones. So who do we have? 5 random ones. We have Cadet Keeley. We have TNG Nilsson. picking random here. Oh, we have TOS Galway, and that is Enterprise version, because he has a Foley as well, because of course he does. Nick as Commander Hunter in Voyager, and a fifth one is gonna be... Oh, and Sean as Dominic Quinn in Flashbacks. There you go. That'll be what I do for everybody who gets that perk, unless you're a Trekyards fan and you specifically ask for Stuart's sign. And I'm really excited for that, because I'm not going to... I mean, I will know once I send it, but I'm not going to know what I pick. It's going to be actually random. And there's so many fun variants in this. Like I said, Cadet Keeley. In fact, I'll show you. We have Kudzai on our third shoot day on Sunday. Finally, I've tried to book it for a while. And that's a fresh pack of as Camille Conte. Kudzai's coming to do some very small things and signing. So I really wanted to. I will say I pushed. I pushed to get her to come in before I was going to send out perks that people could actually. So we could see. So you could get Conte, because Conte is so much fun. Yeah, Lieutenant Conte. God, I'm going to give a huge spoiler there. She's she's connected to one character we know, and so with another, and she has such a charming way of speaking. I love it. She's I mean, they're all fun to write for, but she's really fun to write for. I'm going to keep this up. Oh, there we go. We've got a new backer, which I'll get to in a minute. There's 2 hours or hour and a half. This is live, so if you guys support in this window and maybe get us to the 10,000, I don't know, then live shout out, live celebration. This is the time, right? But people said, Classic said, of course we know what cheeky means. It means, yeah, what's Sam saying? Very mischievous. We Yanks, I don't understand one word explanations. 2 words, three. Slightly naughty mischievous would be the best way. Evertharis. Yes, we may not use it in conversation with each other, but we know what it all means. Yes, good. Olivia, but how much to get Sam in a scant and a short? You know what's funny, Olivia? And I don't want you to be the one, because, work-life balance. But there are certainly, gimmicks I could do. I don't know if, do a unique GoFundMe for a, help have, let's see a film with an alternate best of both worlds, whatever, and then someone being a scant. It's like, that's not a... Hmm. Sorry, got an annoying email, which is a weird email. Complicated. Anyway, yeah, almost could do help make this city film, and that's a city goal to see Sam in a scan. I really want to do that, of course, but if it funds the films, right? I'm obviously strongly passionate that these things should get made, and things enjoyed, and I think it's important. So I want people to see these films. I think they're meaningful, and they are. Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in these films, and that was because I wanted that one. And to have people enjoy a bit of classic Trek, And while I'm obviously not real Trek, that would be silly. I am trying to do my best to uphold what it means to be Trek and do fun things we've seen before. And one of the fun things we can do that's really, I think, special is the ability to have crossovers that they couldn't have done at the time. I said in a Blue Sky post, you could do I could mention the Annex 1 on Enterprise D, which you literally could not do at the time of production because it did not exist. Right? That's fun, and it's all canon. It's just not quite there yet, so I love it. But Robert Buckley is here. Hello, Robert. Thank you for your donation. It obviously helped when you donated. Thank you. He gives you 5 Trekyards memberships. We love our membership, so that means you're all here. So say hi right now. So Prince Alhoran, hello. Ross Nemesis, hello. I don't know, just changing my name, 7343. Hello. Sab Org, hello. And Caesar Invictus, hello. Hello. Welcome. Jacksinry? So long as we keep seeing Nick Cook as Captain Hunter. Yes, he has probably shot in 20 other productions for us, which I really, want to get made. That's part of the point, right? Is to ensure that I have the budget to get them made. But bright and shiny at £1. Thank you. Every single super chat here does add up and let us keep doing what we do monthly, weekly, daily, etc. And Kickstarter helps me do the extra fun stuff even longer. But Olivia, there are many capitals, $5, there's so many capitals. Guys, you can get a personalised message from Marie Sam's better half. Should have had a pause there. Yes, you can indeed have a... if you have particular strong inclination, you could get a... Although she... don't we get an improv at all. Bless her heart. Via message from Dr. Nelson. And that will be a fun one in terms of the most famous person in the Trek universe. In the context of the fan Trek universe. So yeah, lots of fun possibilities with that. It's just a bit of silly fun, right? And I've said before, if I was the one, I would certainly donate a couple of things to get a couple of these, because especially if I could ask who, and we have some options, right? We could probably do that. The idea that you can say, I want this or that. Not everyone's available, but, the idea that we could get custom videos from the cast in full uniform and costume and hair and makeup. That's charming. I love it. Let's play a little bit of this. So you can get a sense of the campaign. I spent so much time on this video. My goodness. So many films. Ask questions in the chat.
Hello, my name is Samuel Cockings, and I am writer-director on the Trek Shorts project, the fan film collection of short films.
So far we have released 39 films, which is just mind-boggling. But the journey has just begun if you help us out with this Kickstarter.
But we are making more films, even more surprises to come.
When we started Unconvinced, I think if you pitched to me that this was going to be 40 films, I probably would have laughed in your face and said, yeah, no way is that going to happen. But apparently it's happened.
All the funding raised so far has helped the film, so many that we have made and are in post-production.
People need to donate to this new Kickstarter because we have so many more cool things planned.
We have so many shiny costumes, shiny props. These things cost a lot of money, so we need your help to make them. And we are so, so grateful.
So thank you everyone who has donated so far. There is so much more to go, and the more money we raise, the more we can tell these stories with the high production values.
The cast of Trek Shorts in the Trek Shorts universe is, I love them all, they're amazing. We all get on really well, we've all worked together in pairs or threes or all together times, and everyone just gets on like a house on fire. It's a really nice atmosphere, no one really gets stressed. Some people are better at lines than others, that's just natural, but no one gets stressed if someone can't remember their lines. They just give them the time and the space to get it done and get it right.
We're making movies. We're doing it because we're all Trek fans. That's it at the end of the day. Some of us are bonkers and don't sleep and enjoy the letters from the bank going, about that money. So that's part of the reason we're trying to reach out to you to say, like, hey, if you could throw us anything. And I do mean anything, like literally everything that is donated, everything handed over, every single, be it pound, be it dollar, makes a difference.
So if you look at where we started, those original couple of short films, I was learning the craft of Octane render. Now it's, 4 years later? I do a lot more with them, a lot quicker, a lot nicer. You guys have seen the recent work. You look how many spaceships we have, again, more, better, easier to make. Our cast, we need a security officer, we've got Cam, engineer, got Marcus, we've got a buffet of people to kind of pick from and tell stories.
We've got ships ranging from the original series all the way up to the era of Picard and beyond in ways that you don't see in a lot of fan films. And we get to play in these environments across the decades, and that's just a fun thing to do. And visually very unique.
I've slightly lost track of the number of different outfits and eras and things. 4 or 5, maybe, I think.
By raising that bar a little bit throughout these years, just watch an early film in the first year to this year film, they feel worlds apart of scale, variety.
If you haven't yet, just watch one scene of any of the released films so far, and you will see, and this is not a word against anything else that's out there, you can see the passion and the skill set that goes into these films.
Supporting us means we can make more films, bigger films, better films, with your support.
We're doing so much. You get so much out of this. We're doing a lot of really exciting adventures, and so much of it is so different and just different levels of emotion and adventure. It's like such a great broad spectrum of things.
It doesn't matter whether it's a fan film or Hollywood or BBC primetime TV drama. There's no point doing it if you're not going to do it properly. There's no point doing it if you're not going to put more than 100% in it. Well, that's my ethic anyway. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
We could have kept it very basic, but the journey that I've been on with creating this character, I don't think I ever could have imagined where it would end up now.
There's a depth of relationship between these characters that I think you don't always see, and I don't mean this as a criticism, but you don't always see in fan films because they don't have the sheer hours and the sheer weight of material behind them.
When you guys like the characters and you're asking for more, then obviously we love creating and we want to give you more. So that's why each story has developed, and that story has led into something else, and that story has led into something else.
I think the Trek Shorts universe really is so big, and there's so many stories, so many ideas. It's not a one story and then finished. It's the continuity.
I think once they're all out, going to be a great amalgamation, because you'll watch one film and you'll be like, hold on a minute, there was this reference in that film, and oh my god, that's how that person knows that person, and oh my god, that character's backstory is related to that, and oh my god, it's going to be a mind-boggling experience.
There's a whole character development for each person, and when you start seeing all these films put together, you get the way that their characters interact with each other and the impact that has on them and the decisions they then make, and then you can go back and see them way younger in something.
If you're invested in us, then please do continue supporting us.
But obviously you'll like all of it, especially everything with me in it, so...
Especially...
I mean, you're getting effectively big budget blockbuster level effects for effectively buttons. That's not just cool, that's like a little gift to, you know, Joe Soap like me, who just wants to watch more Star Trek and wants to scream at people to make more Star Trek.
Sam's creativity and the technology we have access to now makes it much more dynamic than it would have been even 10 years ago.
We could do this on a really low scale, but I know that none of you will be happy to watch that.
Not to focus too much on just the graphics, but check out the bloody graphics.
But now I can throw in all these amazing extras that are not fan service, they're not unnecessary, they're additive.
That's something that everyone should take pride in. We're all a part of this, and it's not just us, it's you guys as well. You are basically the people that we need to continue doing this.
And certainly the last few years working on Trek Shots has definitely made me itch more to do these things and push harder back home.
So I think we have an amazing cast. Many are award winners now in the various fan film awards. So talented, enthusiastic, who always go the extra mile.
It's a lovely atmosphere. Yeah, I'm very fond of everyone in the cast.
One of my favourite things that was kind of unlocked creatively is de-aging and up-aging. Some of our legacy cast members who are not in their 20s anymore can be in their 20s again.
The use of de-aging's been kind of a game changer. I mean, Star Trek Continues did that a little bit, but nobody's used it to the extent that Sam has. It is a powerful tool.
So you get this wider breadth of character and experience that you can play with that same character.
It's interesting being able to play a character at the age of 25, 45, 65.
We've done one film where I was a captain. I would like to play more into that, have a younger Keeley even, or an older version. I think it's something to be really...
Supported.
Yeah, supported.
It does give things an extra angle rather than just playing that same age character. Every time you come in, you've got these different ages and experiences and maturity levels to play with as well, which is nice.
The creative want to go back and tell stories of them being younger is infectious, and many films we've written have them de-age the entire film. Moments we've actually mentioned in later films, let's just go back and show them. It's hard not to want to do more, and that's what your support gives us, the ability to make more films.
Yeah, Sam's insane. That's what led to this ridiculousness. I don't think any of us expected that we'd be making all these films, and then obviously he pitched Convergence to us and that was supposed to be it. It was like that one film, and it's like, well, let's do a few shorts, and then a few shorts became 40. Who knew? Well, you said 40.
I did, but you're not in 40, obviously.
I'm not in 40, but 40 in general, Anyway.
All the money fundraised goes with exciting things like proper tricorders and phasers.
That's what you're donating to, is you're donating to an authenticity.
If you want to see more exciting, cool stuff like this.
Just like the one that I'm wearing right now, this was custom made for me. Please donate. It really does help in more ways than you can see.
Hotels, if people are staying over, if it's a long shoot or there's a couple of films being made at the same time, or 3 actors, 3 nights, that's a lot of money right there just to house them.
Nick comes all the way from Scotland to film with us, which is lovely, but it is expensive, unfortunately.
We've all invested time and money into this thing, so anything that helps take the burden off is appreciated.
And in return, we offer you glorious perks.
So getting these signed pieces, this is your chance.
We've got posters which we all sign, animated versions, lower deck style versions of us.
Yeah, there's cartoon me. You can get my signature on things, which maybe you want.
Film posters, general posters. We sign them all.
You can give it to a friend. You can give it to your mum.
Thumbs up, you.
Yeah, I'm very popular with mums usually.
Again, it's another one of these things he gets us to do when he calls us in. So there's all these different perks. There's signed scripts for certain levels as well. Producer credits. If depending on how much you want to give, there may even be a couple of lines in the film for you as well.
We had Chris and Mark, they even got their own films. And I worked with both of them on those films, and an incredible experience. They kind of saw what it takes, what the filming process is like. It provides like an invaluable experience, and that is definitely a perk that you could be a part of if you donate.
Your money's well spent on this. Every penny will go to producing the kind of shows that you enjoyed back in 1990, 2000.
The fans are the people who keep it alive. If they didn't care so much, you wouldn't have had all the new shows in the last few years.
Generous donations from people who want to see the final product, who believe in what we're doing, are invaluable.
We love physical perks here because we think you should get to own something from the films. But it all does mount up to make these films, so give as much as you can, any you can.
We want to keep doing this. We want to keep providing amazing fan films for the Star Trek faithful, and we can't do that without your help. Have a look at what's on offer, see if there's anything you could do. We appreciate everything.
Supporting Sam making these films and all of us is really appreciated.
Thank you very much for everyone who has donated so far, and also thank you for watching as well, and I hope you enjoy the films yet to come.
Woo!
Thank you guys so much for watching this Kickstarter campaign video.
And we hope
some of the stories just in doing this sort of content.
Thank you. Bye.
Just this, like, even the idea of just this campaign page pitch video, the work I put in, I spent basically, I'm not joking, about 5 weeks full time on it, which sounds absurd, but you have to get all the videos, go through every single bit of footage, behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, make all the individual graphics. I had to finish several film posters for it, up to date, beyond where I was releasing. I had to record a new voiceover, I had to do my interview, I had to do Marie's interview, I had to do... I had to keep refining it down. I think it was like 16 minutes originally, and I got it down. Then we changed it for the Kickstarter, which involved filming new elements, which is so funny that all these things have memories. If you look at this, I don't know who caught it. Why would you? But there's actually two Nims in this. There's this Nim, who's the real Nim, as in that was actual, there and then. And then there's this Nim, who's a reshoot. It's such an absurd thing to have to reshoot a Kickstarter video. But I had to. Because Indiegogo, a Kickstarter, gently asked, they didn't force, but they asked us to not say Indiegogo, because it was built Indiegogo, right? I'd used Indiegogo for years, and I can't I kind of just get people back, pay their travel just to say on Kickstarter. So I did a little text thing, asterisk Kickstarter, and they didn't like that. I get it, but okay. And so Nim was here to shoot like 5 different Captain Nim performances across 5 films, and I said it was like 6:30, 7 p.m. in the evening, and we've been shooting since like 11. Because she's got to travel in, she's like 2 hours away, and I said, "Look, you don't have to, because I could do it. I just don't want, it wouldn't be as good. But could I get you to do some reshoots for the Kickstarter?" It's like, what does that mean? So I showed her the bits that it's mostly Emma who said Indiegogo, and we picked out her bits, and worked out what she could say that would basically cover that. But also, she made a really good point that we just filmed with Mark Lawrence had just come and filmed, and some great footage, both shoots, and Nim had worked with him and Chris, and points out that actually, you've got you've got to mention that, maybe backers could be in films. It's really fun. I absolutely savour everyone who comes to shoot. And in fact, this next film has Roy, who's also from Canada. So I absolutely adore that. And Nim, I just let her go on that for a bit, which was great to add in. It was such a fun thing. And then to show Chris and Mark in some footage. So anyway, so I reshot it, but I didn't plan to have any background. All these interviews had this background, or a variant of just a giant rail of costumes, and there's no blank plate of that as a green screen plate, but I had to have one, so I found a version of one of the interviews, and I found a bit where the person was there, photoshopped the bits I could together, and then used nanobanana to try and cover in the rest. Did a fantastic job, I will say. And then green screened him onto it, trying to match the lighting. I can tell. I don't know can anyone tell it's a green screen? It amuses me that much work, maybe 6 or 7 hours additional work just to reshoot a bloody Kickstarter pitch video, But we did, as you can see, this is a live show. We did indeed get some donations as we were live, and this is so wonderful you can actually see it happen live. So we got up from wherever we started at to 9,701, so we're almost 1,701, 102 people, which is fantastic. I don't know if you guys want to say their names. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't catch everything from last time. Okay, I missed a couple overnight. A very nice chap upped their level. This was yesterday, but I saw it counts backers as if you back once, you're a backer, right? So lovely guy named Jed doubled their pledge actually overnight. Someone named Titch pledged at a captain level, which is absolutely astounding and super helpful. Someone cancelled their pledge, but I think that's because they're going to swap to something else. Please come back. Classic for real put in 10. Thank you so much. Oh, you overdid for. Does that mean you did? Ah, okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, nice. Yeah, it's add-ons. I love the add-ons. It's confusing what then you get, but not for me, just for the if you look at it as a baseline. So thank you. I mean, everything adds up. There's the point of crowdfunding, right? Matthew put in for Ensign. Thanks so much, Matthew. And George increased the pledge significantly 8 minutes ago. So thank you. That got us to 9,701, which is 77%. 77%. And in fact, now back on the I was giving my anecdotes there. Barry says, I'm a Trekker, not Trekkie. Why Trekker, not Trekkie? Says, I thought we were going to make another Babylon 5 show. Hey, question for everybody here. And this is not joking, because I have resources in play. Who here, hands up, who would want to see a Babylon 5 Trek crossover? I would love to see that. And it's one of those things, if we don't get funded on this and then the next thing, you know, we would like to get more funding to do more films. You know, that would be nice. And there's definitely Babylon 5 stuff we could do. And it would be fun. And I have ideas. And in fact, I have a quote-unquote expert who's going to help me with that. Because I'll admit it, I'm not as big Babylon 5 aficionado as Trek. That would be kind of shocking. Well, like I'm a co-person. Mark Lawrence, $5. These films are for all us Trekkies and Trekkers and Treksters, especially us Trekyardians. Yes, that's a well-said comment. And thank you, Mark. And I look forward to you coming back again. I always do, but I doubly do again. Yeah, Mark says, it's hilarious when someone can't get a line out. Yeah, you've definitely seen Nim act and Nick act, which I loved. I could put that as a teaser image in this. Gosh, where is that? Is it in this one? I assume it is. I really managed to keep this thing super up to date. I mean, behind the scenes wise, yes. We've got the picture here. Where are we going to be? I know I passed us. Oh, so many shoot days. Oh, okay. Where are you, Mark? Where are you? So many films, so many days. Oh, it's me. And Yor. Hello, Yor. He was on my dialogue, I remember. Hello, Yor. That's what Marie said. Come on, where's Mark? Where's Mark? Come on. There we go. That was our shoot. That was a good shoot. I even de-aged Nick for the behind the scenes picture, just so it was consistent. You're welcome, universe. Kevin says, I just came in on Patreon. Thanks for doing the shorts, sir. That is absolutely phenomenal. But the Trek Shorts Patreon cannot be understated how important that is. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, yeah, the Trek Shorts Patreon is what keeps the shows coming regularly, 100%. And without that, we couldn't do what we do. That is what it is there. Can I copy this? How do I copy this? Because the big campaigns are there to let... Oh, God, that's not right. To let us do big stuff and pay for big things. But yeah, the Patreon is what keeps us going monthly, etc., etc. So thank you. That's absolutely fantastic. And on the Patreon for Trek Shorts, all paid pledges get early access to all the films, which means you'll get a comment, both on... You get more interaction with it. So if you see things, notice things, have comments, questions on the film before it's released, you can put those in. I love talking with you all. That's a really fun thing to do. As much as engagement as you want, or just enjoy the films, right? It's kind of up to you how much you do. And 10, yes, absolutely essential. Thank you. Spirit, yo, hello. That rhymed. Classic says, second question, who's that person who just spoke there, she doesn't look or sound familiar. I'm sure she's not related to you at all. Classic. Which person? There's no one related to me in the project. I haven't got any sisters or brothers. I've got dad, but I don't think you said. You said she, and my dad's not a lady. Look how good Mark looks in his custom Lovex uniform, which I love. Such a fun thing to do. Spirit, how long does it take to complete one of her films? God damn, that's a question and a half. Anything between a week to 5 months is our current batch. I've rushed out films in a week that are horrendously time-consuming, and the last film release took about 5 months. I wouldn't say all of the time for 5 months, clearly, but a substantial period of time. And I had to keep going and doing other things. Like, yeah, it's a long process, I will say, and a lot of what I do, a lot of the technical stuff. I mean, I can this is a tab, so I can show you things. It's helpful. I'm definitely a sucker when it comes to doing details for the fans. I think that's kind of obvious by now. At my own detriment. And I will say that when I decided to alter the film, obviously spoilers, but there's an ad for CBS getting the money, because that's what happens when you can't add revenue something, which is fair enough. Oh no, it's before this, isn't it? Obviously spoilers. Yeah, this when I decided to turn the performance from audio only to video only, because the film was basically done, and I said, oh, let me try and add Stuart extra, and just this video portion took about 6.5 hours to do. Right, that's so many hours of unpaid, of whatever work, but it adds so much. And I always love being able to include Stuart anyway. And this is a very logical thing, but it's like hours and hours and hours of work. But it's another level of quality, and I certainly, if I'd written all these things knowing what I would do, if I when I wrote this film, the last film, Lazy Returns, if I'd known exactly all the things I was going to do for it, I probably wouldn't have written it this way, because it was so much work. I mean, it was just, God, the hours are whatever, uncountable, but they all add up, right? So while I may not have wanted to do that necessarily if I'd planned, the fact I did do it is great. These shots are from Icarus Instant, and I spent about a full day and a half remastering all the space shots that I used just to make them look modern. They were done space shots, but they weren't up to the modern standard, and there was a few glitches I saw I wanted to improve. They were done. I refinished them, right? All these green screen shots, I read them from scratch because yeah, right. Annoying. Just these motion people. That's a whole step, but it's important, right? It's important. Back on the campaign again, we're live tracking, so any donations will be called out. Let's have a look. And ask questions. Yeah, I'm here to ask questions. I've got some things to show in about a minute. Barry, $10. Thank you so much. Well, that hit my soft spot. I think that was about the Nim reshoot story. Thank you. JKAWS key. Just here to say I love y'all's work. How funny hits the goal. Thank you. And thank you. Me as well on both. I put too much work into this, but I hopefully it'll end up going well. And I'm certainly crossing fingers that I've done this before, right? I pledged on a Soul Reaver Legacy of Soul Reaver comic campaign, and I did pledge last day because I was busy. I mean, it wasn't I had to do it that day thing, and so I did do it on the last day. And that is a common thing when it comes to funders that you get that last thing. I think one of the things that one funder I did didn't suddenly boost, but I have had one where it did, and I was like, oh wow, it suddenly jumped, and you kind of need that. So I'm really hoping that we can get a couple of hundred that, and also being obviously honest, that people will say, hey, I've already put in a lot in the past or whatever, but it's an all or nothing campaign. So to get to 91% and not be there is such a anti-climacy, if that's a word. So you certainly hope that people will either check back or notice, and then that final sort of 12 hours, 10 hours, say, yeah, I need to, or get a final perk, right? I really hope that's going to happen. We obviously need several thousand, so hopefully people will say, hey, here's a bit. But it's not up to me, is it, right? Got one more film coming out on Saturday, which is another quite elaborate film. All the backers have already seen it on the Patreon. The link's there. Hopefully get some views and some people. Don't know. All I could do is try. Am I right? Derek says you're welcome. No, you are welcome. Without you guys' support, I couldn't make it. I want to keep making it, so... As in... I'm welcome. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Spirit, what are your plans for Captain Hunter in this batch of films? Oh, in this batch of films, he is... Oh gosh, how much do I give away? I don't know if Nick is, as in this batch of we want to finish with this budget set. His wife is in one, which has been fully filmed. I mean, most of them have been fully filmed, mostly, but mostly does not mean all, and all does not mean the budget, whatever. But I've certainly filmed most things. We're trying to be efficient with it, right? His wife's in one, which is great. He is going to be in the next Prodigy episodes. I will definitely say that. I certainly intend to have the next 5 out in this next thing, and he's heavily in that. I love him in that story. He's absolutely fantastic. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And a lot of hints towards past stories, future stories, blah blah blah. Really, really fun on that. But yeah, Hunter. Everyone kind of has their year. Whose year is it this year? One of the years was Nim's year. Another year was really kind of Emma's year. Marcus skipped a couple of years, so he's already been in 2 this year. Well, will have been in 2. I think this is quite a balanced batch of people. But when we start to get to the docs again, there's quite a few Nick docs, and there's a couple of big films, really big films, like the Doomsday Machine. No, the Whale Probe film is a Nick film, and he's really good in that. But that's... Yeah, that'll be probably a Nick year for sure. Not intentionally, just happened to be released quite a few times. Classic, not a Babylon 5 fan actually. Oh no. DH Nick is cool. DH Nick is cool. He has a very DHable face, as we often say. Barry, Star Wreck is a in the Perkining excellent fan film spoof. Yes, very, very clever. And I don't think I could necessarily match that in terms of scope and scale, but I have ideas for Babylon 5 films. And certainly the accuracy of the interiors, I would go towards more, and they didn't across the board for various reasons. Exterior stuff was more their thing, but yeah, I have ideas for many things. Michael Lawrence, I was in there somewhere. I'm incorporating my weight loss into my story. Read down. Wow, 10 kilos! Congratulations! Amazing. Man of Death Productions, another fan film creator. Go check his channel out. They just released film as well, and a documentary. Do check it out. Doing more Picardio content, which is cool because it's a very, very rich era. And having talked to the man, he thinks stuff through, which is always good. He says, "Sup!" Hoping the funding comes through. Me too. For you in the final days. Also, I've always wanted to know whether there's a particular method to the order your stories we released in. That's a how the sausage is made question, isn't it? That's a great damn, that's a good question. Yes, no, maybe. I mean, if you look at the release order, I can tell you that How do I phrase this? So 30 Gambit was unexpected. Icarus was intentional. Okay, that was intentional. Accident. Intentional. Okay, so he managed to have 4 intentional films in a row. Fly Pro Star was an accident because the project got cancelled. That was intentional. That was both. That was accidental. Practical Resurgence is a really teaser-filled film, and you wouldn't know that. That was change course. Destiny Calls very much change course. Did that shortly. Back to Yesterday was spur of the moment. I think I wrote that a week before we filmed it. A lot of fun. Living the Dream was intentional. Sweeto's Lost was accidental because no dates were cancelled. The 3 key leads were intentional. Prodigy was intentional, but of course that was already its own thing. Reality Burns was the first film, so from that film since Living the Dream, so probably about 7-8 months. That was the first film that was intentional, and we filmed that. Prodigy Unification was unintentional because Unification came out. To Know That Enemy was a pitch that happened, so that was sort of unintentional. Politics of Violence was Stuart had the slot to be the first film out. I think it's first film out that year. No, second film, Nick. But it wasn't that film was going to be first. Fight for the Future was again reactionary to Prodigy. Great Experiment was a commission film, so that was unexpected, and that jumped the queue. Echoes was intentional. Fire in the Night was an accident. Calculus Risk was an accident. Lost in the Void was intentional. Legacy was intentional, and the next one's both. So there's constant oops for a reason. I've got to make something else that comes out, which then skips the queue. What's nice about the stories is that they all know each other exist. And there's a paper I just saw. From Kevin Lay. Thank you for making the web series. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. PayPal is an absurdly helpful way of supporting Trekyards, which helps us do what we do on a monthly basis. Thank you. It's very, very kind. And you're welcome. They are here for people to enjoy, and I can't make money off them. I don't intend to. I just want more people to enjoy them, etc., etc. Yeah, so all these films are accidental. I mean, what's funny is there's a big gap between Great Experiment and Echoes and Fire in the Night, which are, I think, a week apart, give or take. And that was because Great Experiment, which was, I don't remember the date, August. So yeah, August, and I was going to launch the Indiegogo, so August in October. So there was a gap, but not really. And that was going to launch very much as we've seen here, with Emma's film, Legacy Returns, and Roy's film, which is tomorrow's film. Those 3 were the lined up films, right? And then we got pushed back by Indiegogo, then Kickstarter, and Christmas. So I invented Fire in the Night because Marcus was here, and to celebrate Stargate. I invented that over a week to actually have a film that could come out. Now, the irony is, why not make one of your previous stories? Because if you write a film knowing it to be simpler, as in it's not simple but simpler, then maybe it's easy to do. Ha 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 ha. So that was accidental, and I rushed that out a little bit, not rushed, but I pushed life a bit to get that out for New Year's Day, because I really needed and wanted people to be like, yes, he released films, didn't spend 6 months releasing a film, because I had Emma's film done, ready for October, right? So I could have launched at any point, but it was there to try and launch the campaign and whatever. So I that was saved. The weeks were spent making that was kind of buffered. I spent loads of time pre-making parts of Legacy Returns. It was such an elaborate film, but because of the delay, and then we had another delay for the Kickstarter, and so Marie's sister Jazza was coming in to film for her other things. Was hey, or film something extra that I can release soon, get you on the channel, have a bit of fun, tease some stuff, whatever. And that ended up being the not knowing So Kickstarter was going to maybe delay me for X amount of time. I mean, I didn't know. Turns out they didn't as much as I thought. They had already delayed, but they could have delayed way more. And so that film was in place to ensure we had another film coming. I just felt bad, even if I'm clearly releasing lots of films and the quality's there, blah blah. I felt bad about. I can't just. I don't feel right asking for money and not releasing films for a while because I've got so much in development, but it takes time to make. So I made that as well. But I'm really happy I did that. I think it's a really fun film, Calculated Risk. I really liked being the baddie in that. I really like the ending. I really like the vibe of it. I think it came out really well considering. And it's been a very good year for variable cast. I mean, pretty much our entire cast list appear in a film in the last batch of films, which that's a long answer, I know. But I'm excited for hopefully a year, the rest of 26, where I can plan the releases and then make the releases. I know that sounds stupid, but that'd be great. Make life a lot easier. A lot easier. Yeah. Anyway, Classic was referring to Marie. Well, she's not related to me yet. Right. Jen Jexeri, I was late when rewatching Hidden Frontier. How does that hold up? I know they did some AI remasters of it, which look quite nice. Barry, somewhere between a week and a half and a year, in other words, about a parsec. Yeah, I would say that realistically, a film should take 2 months to make. On average, right? To allow me to not have to just not do anything else but make that film for a week or two and not have to burn myself out or do nothing else. So really it should be every 2 months. Unless it's a especially big film, which I have a few of. That's why they're not out for a bit. Kevin, my wife loved your AI Laura Belly Barn Smell garbage scowl. Can you clarification on that reference? Kevin, let me know. But Barry says, for yours, thank you. How much does a single lens flare cost? $1. But as we said, this is a live. So 9,701, 102 backers. We'd love to get another one or two. I mean, hey, it'd be so nice to get 9,750. So the last live before the campaign ends on the 20th at 6:54 p.m. GMT. It'd be great. But I thought it'd be good. My guys might be interested to see. I guess I'm gonna have to go big screen for this. Although I'll keep the number active because if you want to live donate, then it'll be right there to see. I know you guys aren't necessarily camera nuts, but I thought it would be interesting to show you my primary camera. There you go, perfect. Alright. Little look behind the curtain. I have to move this slightly. So this is my somebody can still hear me. This is my Blackmagic 6K Pro. So I got their Blackmagic 4K pocket camera at the start of the pandemic. I don't remember why. It wasn't for filming per se. Maybe it was too good a camera not to try. Anyway, I got that. Really lovely. And then they announced the 6K Pro, which is a 6K sensor. And 6K is obviously bigger than 4K, blah, blah. But there's a few key features that make it really useful. The 4K was about raw power. 6K, which is about 30% more expensive, was about extra features. I have on it a 10 to 22mm wide-angle lens, which is very, very wide. You can see the... Oh, it's funny how little it moves. So wide angle is you're looking and then you make the wide, and it distorts reality. But these cameras have a certain the sensor, or just I'm simplifying. The sensor in the camera distorts the picture anyway, and so you're already getting that. Yeah. So it doesn't matter with you need a bit of a wide angle lens for the lens to give you the depth you need, because it's not distorting in a way that's helpful. So I use that primarily because I've not got that big a space, and you wouldn't really use 10mm very much. I tend to use the 22 or the 14, but useful. I've got a small rig rail system around it, which connects via screws. In my particular example, I've got a power bank. I haven't got any power banks here, but I've got a power bank holder, which I moved to from using the batteries or power plug-in, because I bought the best Samsung power banks that are fast charging, which is very helpful, and long, lots of power. And they last about, because originally batteries last about 35 minutes per battery. On the wall it's fine, but the connections was getting a bit finicky, because the way you're pushing, whatever. But having connected to this power bank was really useful. We could get about 3.5 hours of recording, which you're not doing 3.5 of pure recording. Okay, in a dock you might do like a 55-minute take, that's fine. But to be able to have 3 hours was really useful. They were like $100, 120, whatever. So it mounted up. But it was really useful to have that. I should have thought of it years ago. Would have been pretty smart. However, did not. Oh well. Obviously got this one's a cage that's put the memory card in there. This is a big fan favorite for, well, they can't really get them now anymore, for SSDs that were such a small file size, such a small form factor. They nice and compact. So the two features this camera has in particular are special. Is, as you might be able to tell, the screen articulates. You can go full this. So if you're doing a wedding, you can hold it like this and look down and focus on it, which is really helpful because you do all these different angles and it's really, really helpful. Otherwise, if you're trying to shoot like this, you can't shoot low because you can't see. Although, for some reason, the articulation stops there, which is not actually very helpful at all. But that's okay. Very good feature and, cool. The other one is that it's got ND filters, which are really useful for professionalness. You put a filter on and it allows... So I guess it's a bit of glass, but it shifts... It shifts the amount of light that's available onto the camera, and by doing so you can change your settings, and by changing the settings you then get to dear me. Un momento. Listen to the pitch video.
Hello, my name is Samuel Cockings and I am writer-director on the Trek Shorts project, the fan film collection of short films. So far we have released 39 films, which is just mind-boggling. But the journey has just begun if you help us out with this Kickstarter.
But we are making more films, even more surprises to come.
When we started Unconvinced, I think if you pitched to me that this was going to be 40 films, I probably would have laughed in your face and said, yeah, no way is that going to happen. But apparently it's happened.
All the funding raised so far has helped the film, so many that we have made and are in post-production.
People need to donate to this new Kickstarter because we have so many more cool things planned.
We have so many shiny costumes, shiny props. These things cost a lot of money, so we need your help to make them. And we are so, so grateful.
So thank you everyone who has donated so far. There is so much more to go, and the more money we raise, the more we can tell these stories with the high production values.
The cast of Trek shorts in the Trek shorts universe is, I love them all, they're amazing. We all get on really well, we've all worked together in pairs or threes or all together times, and everyone just gets on like a house on fire. It's a really nice atmosphere, no one really gets stressed. Some people are better at lines than others, that's just natural, but no one gets stressed if someone can't remember their lines. They just give them the time and the space to get it done and get it right.
We're making movies. We're doing it because we're all Trek fans. That's it at the end of the day. Some of us are bonkers and don't sleep and enjoy the letters from the bank going, about that money. So that's part of the reason we're trying to reach out to you to say like, hey, if you could throw us anything. And I do mean anything, like literally everything that is donated, everything handed over, every single, be it pound, be it dollar, makes a difference.
So if you look at where we started, those original couple of short films, I was learning the craft of Octane render. Now it's, 4 years later.
It's like an intermission, isn't it? Intermission. Intermission? That's a word. I know. It's funny, I sent it to the wrong mark. Hence the mild delay. I will read the chats first. Jensen says, I think it still holds up if ever there is a fan series I want to see more of. Yeah, I was given the Helena? No. One of them, one of the ship assets, and I might bring back some. I think it's technically enough short, but not when I've finished producing. Barry Parsec, Boo Pandemic, Spirit. Will we learn why Captain Foley vanishes and what becomes of him? Yes. The multifaceted stories you can imagine. And then Mark Current says, did something happen? Yes, it did. We have 103 backers. And it's Mr. teasing of, oh, I'll come in at some point and you know, help somewhere. And he comes along and helps somewhere a lot, I see. And then Jeffrey comes in, absolutely does a baller up. Wow, that's a hell of a up pledge. That's amazing. So Mark Lawrence just it's like, what do you say? So basically, look at these numbers. Everyone can do the math. Which I'm very pleased we've got another bonus a thing during from Jeffrey. So thank you, Jeffrey. He's very kind. So Mark apparently is doing some traveling, and he realized that the internet wouldn't be available to him during the end of it. Which, in fairness, I was worried that 6 p.m. GMT or UK time is going to be a very difficult time to work with for a lot of people. So I was very cognizant of that. So went ahead and just, not knowing what he was going to do, he just threw in the kitchen sink. Which is a de-stressing note. Because again, if you've done math, everybody, which is also good, because now it's been caught live. So, can everybody, all 18 of you, can everybody in the chat say thank you, Mark Lawrence, clap Mark Lawrence, something, because he just took us past 100%, which I didn't know he was going to do. Certainly not live. And now, wonderfully, Kickstarter isn't going to say, go F yourself. Which is quite nice, because I was worried about that. which now changes the game, of course. Ah, de-stress, man. So now it changes the game as to what can... Now, I'm serious, guys. Say congratulations, say well done, say something to Mark, because that's absolutely astounding. I mean, there's a huge chasm he just... I'm picturing one of those, like, Indiana Jones films where he puts a plank of wood on a giant chasm. Like, it's that kind of thing. Which just shows how passionate some fans are. So do say well done to Mark Lawrence. Because now the question is, with 4 days to go... Oh, it's still 2 of me. Oops. Still 2 of me. Yes. It changed the game a little bit. From being... Are we... Are we screwed? Or can we go beyond this? Because as was originally pitched in the funder, I think I said this in various videos, that 12,500, when I moved to Kickstarter, actually up it by 1,000 because the Kickstarter fees are significantly higher than Indiegogo, which is part of why the platform difference. So I'd up that anyway, which is obviously nerve-wracking because it would have obviously been a lot closer. But that 12.5 was, with that into account, was like the lowest number that was needed, right? Like we did the thing, there's nothing else we can do. So wonderfully now, I can de-stress from just the nature of it, but these stretch goals are really specific. And now it's a case of how far can we get versus can we just do it? So as I said, the stretch goal 1, which now we can look at and say, right? Because really, as I said to many people, the true goal is 25,000. Because I said to Marie, this was a Schrodinger's campaign, and we didn't know there'd be a war that break out, right? That we've done so many films, and so many cool things, and so much, right? That we didn't know if we would get like $1,010, right? Just like so many people coming out. And it would allow us to just boost into doing stuff and not worry. So the 25k was to cover the backlog of films, to get some hero things, props, costumes that I was like, well, once you get them, so good, right? And they're, so good. And also fund the rest of 26 and 27. And I have to say, we need more money because these are all numbers, right? That's what 25 was there. The 12 was just to cover the current batch, and I don't have to then worry about finishing them. I can now finish them. So then the first stretch goal, as it says, at 16,000, which is not that far away, right? It's not that far. Is this? We've covered the in-production films. Thank you, Marco Dominic, who has appeared. I'm glad. I don't know, were you already here, or did you happen to sense that? I don't just Kickstarter tell you if it's been finished. I don't know. You guys, amazing. We can look to invest in uniforms and props, other films, ideas we've had. Films are waiting to go into production. Missing one element, which is absolutely true. This gives a buffer for investment. Move towards our new ideas. And yeah, some films we can't film. There's how much can I say? I will say there is my intent is to get a Picard season 3 hero for Emma. Very expensive, but worth it. And it's currently, I've had her do her measurements for it, and they are currently building it, but I can't pay for it until I get the funding to pay for it, which might sound ridiculous, but as part of what I'm trying to do going forward is pay when I've got the funds kind of thing. And that Picard season 3 will then mean that we now have Nim, me, Marie's sister, and Emma hero uniforms with Marie's technically got one, but it's not the same uniform. Nick, his custom one she did, and Nim's one also fits someone else. So and I would assume that Emma's would fit Kudzai. So really good to have sort of female fit uniforms, and that's the first expense, honestly. So that's already what going above the goal is. I think it's like £550 that uniform to get built. So already that's 250 towards that. So the first 550 will mean I can actually go and it's not done yet, but I can actually pay for that and not have to have them, because I've used them for years. They won't mind me having sit on the shelf for 2 months. Well, okay, they might mind, but they'll lowercase mind, right? They won't be that annoyed. They know I'm good for it, but they won't mind if I don't pay for a bit. So that is okay, mostly. But hopefully we can get that at least. I mean, you know, again, this is people's not last chance, but people's chance to get the perks, and there are so many good perks. And I'm generally excited to go to this giant stack of prints, giant stack of everything, and actually be able to just see who I know, the names, kind of guess what you might like, and then package up, label them up, send them out to people, and say, bam, here you go, signed posters for the people. So it's, you know, that I'm excited for that, and I don't think we've done like a million posters. I'm gonna have way left over, which that was obviously the point. But I'm excited to get the merch to people, because unlike the first two campaigns where I very much had some stuff, but this campaign I've spent the years I haven't done the campaigns. I've been still getting signed, so I have thousands of these things signed. So now that the campaign can now officially be called "We Did It," we can then I can just send the perks. I say that in a furthest way because most people have to pause and do, and I can actually just get them out to people. So certainly this summer, I mean, I would expect everyone to have their physical perks by the summer. I don't think there's anything that I haven't got signed that's done. As I said at the start, Kudzai is being signed on Sunday, so that should be as part of that. And you guys love Kudzai; she's absolutely lovely. All the scripts are signed, yeah, got all those. The only things we can't do until people come back is going to be the in costume uniform thing. That's to wait for the shoots, but that's not a huge deal. So it's great. You guys, this will feel like a very complete campaign very quickly, which is sort of the point, right? As people are saying, people did say some things. If you have the Helena assets, I'd absolutely love to see more. Yeah, this is what the post 100% funding is to fund more things. I would love to do more, but I need to be very much to the technical line now with what I spend and time I do. I really would like to do loads more stuff. You know, that's the thing. That's why I had it as an open thing. If we got the 25,000, I could just plan and do. Right? Yeah. But you know, there's more things, and that's a tricky one in the sense of canon, in that it's how much canon that's canon is not whatever. But yeah, I have the ship, and it's a good ship. I like it, and see the nostalgia. Really fun. Mark says, please keep going, everyone. Not sure if we'll hit a stretch goal, but hey, let's try. Yes. Now we're in the now we're in the every dollar, every pound matters to do the next thing, because it's not like a GoFundMe, right? Everything adds up now versus do I get it at all? And now it's a buffet of perks. Go get what you want. That's amazing. He was very off the grid, he says. Barry, I thought it'd be no math. Yeah, I know, right? 3 cheers from Jessica. Tally ho from Barry. And a bit extra in case the exchange rate tries to bite it. Yeah. That's why I didn't do dollars, I did pounds, so I knew I'd get it. Just huzzah to Mark! Robert, gotta go. Glad we got them out needed. Yes! I'm so glad you got to see it. I mean, that's the thing, all of our regulars here got to see the moment and the surprise on my face, etc. Sergeant Montgomery, how goes it? Well, you can see. We hit 100% thanks to Mark Lawrence swooping in. Yep9, wonderful Mark Lawrence. Yes! Dominic, wonderful Mark Lawrence. Hey, I enjoyed. Have for years. Since Vegas wasn't on the cards. Oh, you're not doing Vegas? I directed the funds here. I mean, they'll go a long way here. I will say that. Spirit, how much does the uniform cost? Anything between, I'm going to say, £90 to... I mean, if you include out the con, £1,300, £1,200. But that's an exception to the rule. Up to, let's say, I tend to not go above 500. It's a lie. 570. But that's like the exceptions to the rule, but you have to break sometimes. The uniforms are getting better and better. They have. I'm so proud of our First Contact uniforms. Really proud of those. Yes, Mark Lawrence. I mean, Mark's telling the story. Yeah, he said. So we did a. So Mark was here, and I'm both good at knowing timings, but also not. In that I plan best case because I've got to plan best case, and I knew we had probably about an extra 2 hours, and long way to come. To film, so I said, "Hey, we'd like to try and do an additional piece." And I think I was already doing a story, but I could add him into it, which actually worked super well. It really added a texture, and by doing so, we did a uniform. And I said, "Hey, we can do a naff one, a medium one, and a good one." And Mark said, "Hey, I love doing a TOS character, do the good one." And in theory, we had enough time for the uniform in play, but then they delayed a few days sending it, which then made it a problem. And the uniform arrived the day we shot his bit, in the morning, and luckily the morning and not the evening, but it arrived that day. So then we shot it, and it was like, does it fit? Yeah. Yes. Did it look great in it? Yes, he did. And the texture. So that was fun. And we really, I mean, Mark knows, we really try and push the boundaries of our budget, of our technical ability. Yeah. I'll tell you what, guys, because this is useful and important as ever. Huh. What a odd reply. People are odd. You try your best and people are odd. What day was that? Let me tease for everybody tomorrow's film, which again the Patreon backers have seen, which I have here, and I can just bring it in. So tomorrow it will be tomorrow we have Captain Mukherjee. What's his first name? He has got a first name, but I can't remember it. I don't remember. Anyway, Captain Mukherjee returns tomorrow as the captain of the USS. I also can't remember that name either. Kiara? Turns out when you make 45 films with many more in production and many other ideas and many characters, you start to forget things. So there is Captain Mukherjee returning. What's great about this is that because Dominic, I think, no, Aaron, recently, sponsored our ability to get a batch of First Contact uniforms. I now have sort of not generic, but they fit more people versus just this is a ladies' cut for small ladies, whatever, and just oh, there we go. Here's Roy. There we go. Carola, yes, exactly. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm teasing you, Roy. There you go. Yeah, really, really good to have him back. He was teased. He was shown in a Packard film, which I really enjoyed having. He fights a clump ship with some torpedoes, which was really a fun addition, a nice tease, and the character gets a lot of love here. And it's always fun to have it be, yeah, just don't forget me. I know, right? And I love having famous ships that we know, but it's not the ones that we know. So Carola, and I won't spoil it, but when I pitched to him this piece, when we sort of pitched each other, I should say, I said, I think I said something like, let's do the thing that's really difficult to really make this one stand out. And it took so many hours to make, but I'm really pleased I did it. Given I'm a single man doing all the stuff. I'm Matt Boardman and wow, names. I mean, I know it's late, I've been up for a long time. Lena did an amazing intrepid class model, beautiful, gorgeous, and Matt Boardman did a beautiful texture job. So their art is what lets me do my art, etc. But I do a thing with it that is very difficult, and I'm really proud I did. Although it took way more hours than it is on screen. And then I was added something at the end, which is a nice little, not foreshadow, but a tease, whatever. That's out tomorrow. It's my first, I've said before, my first mirror-ish film. So that's different. And it's it's our first hero intrepid with that version of the model. So it looks really, really pretty. I'm really pleased. And all the interiors you can see inside. There's even a shot where, oh god, spoilers. There's a shot where you are outside the ship looking in, and I re-rendered that shot 3 nights ago with the correct character in the room, so that when you watch the shot, you can subtly see the people are in the windows, even though it took like 6.5 hours to render just that bit. It's the details that add up. I really believe that. I really do believe that. Refresh that. On the off chance we've got another sort of 14 minutes films to pledge live. We are still up. I mean, hey, another 50 gets us to 12,800. Yeah, any other questions from Bob's? I did get some props out, but don't know if you guys want to see props. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow's film. Excited to see people's reaction. Thank you, Royce. It looks amazing. Yeah, I know he's not here again this year, but there's another film that we shot with him. Oh, do I spoil it? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because it was funny story with that one as well. But here's another full film, the old uniform. Which, that's what's the problem with upgrading things. You then lament the old stuff. I've got like 5 films of Marcus in the old first contact uniform, and it's like, oh, that's the best we had, right? So Roy used the brand new uniform, and he looks so good in it. I'm really just so damn crisp. The old one is not as good. It's good, not as good. But his co-star in his other film that we shot, which is more complicated, is Grathar. He has a run-in with the old Grathar. And I'll be honest, I don't remember the plot. I've done 5 shots already for it, for the interiors, because a lot of it has Grathar talking interiors. I know I've done those. Oh, he's in a runabout. I remember that. He's in a runabout. I did a shot where, because there's no window glass on the sets, so I kind of took that literally. I did a shot where Grathar is in the runabout chair, which technically isn't scaled right, but you can't tell, and he doesn't fit technically. And the camera is outside the window pane of glass, but inside the window frame, because they had a frame, and it's moving in on him. And it's a really long shot to kind of give us emphasis of, ooh, he's doing a thing. So that's his co-star in a Roy's other film, which I think I remember being really dramatic, but I can't remember what the storyline was. Because often I do either very connected films or very standalone films, depending. There's a couple of films that we shot years ago that are so standalone that there's no not impetus to release them, but there's no this is needed for this, therefore it has to come before this. There's a couple of films that are so amazingly serialized that you literally makes absolutely no sense if you don't release it until something else. So there's like several films that are just not even on pause, just hidden. That's the wrong word, but just can't release it for a long time until various other projects come out, and that's okay. Knowing that the canon is there, knowing that the characters know the canon, as in, if we've filmed a lot of this stuff, if we've lived a lot of this stuff, then every performance of the character after that story, they include it in their own logic, and the performance can be more nuanced and more subtle. There we go. Oh, we blew past. Gosh, live tracking. Gosh, what happened? What happened? Oh, it'd be so nice if we can get some of this next stuff funded. That'd be so pleasant. Oh, wow. Amazing. Andrew, Andrew, are you here right now? For some reason I thought, can you see dead people? Like, Andrew, are you in the room? Are you seeing them? Are you here? Can I thank you in person? Andrew, thanks so much. Wonderful, yeah. Great perks to get. Thank you so much. I love your profile picture on a Kickstarter with Avery. I'm sad I missed his only time that was possible. No, beautiful. Thanks so much. And it's great once you get I will say, once you get a physical perk, it's all the same postage, give or take. So get more physical. And Andrew, if you are here, I don't know if you actually like these things, but I so recommend getting a set of the cards. And I would say, well, really good to see you, Roy. Appreciate you. Yeah. But I really would say, I would love everybody in the chat to get a batch of these, of the Trek Shorts cards. I know they're weird, I know they're silly, but I really like them. I think most of our cast like them. You can get 5 for £15. That's nothing, and postage is much less because they're small. I would absolutely love everyone in the chat, and I challenge one person to get a batch while we're live because I can see that. And they escalate a lot, so 15 for £35. 15 cards. That is a stack of cards. I really want people to have a batch of these in their house and see who they get and which era, and for films you've not even seen yet. And like I say, you might get Kudzai, who's not even in a film yet, right? You might get a limited edition Sean one or a Stuart one. There's a one-off Convergence variant for Marcus, although I have got one unsigned Khan version. I don't think I did Khan for... Oh, I absolutely love the Grathar one. That makes me chuckle. I really would love everyone in the chat to get a batch just for pure merch fun. That's just me. And I mean, there is 14 of you here who are listening to me right now. If all 14 of you get a £15 set of cards, that would instantly jump us. Oh, that would take us to 13,000 basically. Oh, can anybody go for that? I mean, get more if you want, but I would love everyone here to get a physical batch of cards. I just think they're so cool. Stuart's, which is a different size to everyone else. And they're so affordable. They're so fun. And there are other people who are going to get signed. So we'll do another batch of these. There'll be even more limited edition and set. Yeah. Kel Perim, do you just donate? Is that I think I happened. So you must be Andrew. Well, that's not doxing. Thank you so much. You can thank me in person if you like, but not sure you fancy coming to Cardiff. I would love to go to Cardiff. I have been to Cardiff. I went to the Doctor Who exhibition just before I met Marie. And I really enjoyed the trip. I don't know what a pound is. Oh, a pound is English currency. Great British pound. We have a slightly stronger currency than the dollar. I think it's like a pound, so a £15 pledge would be something like $21 American, or like 26 Canadian, 25. So not, I mean, a sum, right? It's not insignificant, of course, but not too much. I really try to keep them cheap. I mean, these obviously I'm having to print these and make them, etc. No, Cardiff, yeah, I really like Cardiff. We had a good weather. I saw the exhibition. It's like right at the start of my phone. I don't necessarily care. You mentioned Cardiff. You probably care. Boy, did I forget my? I did. I forgot my pocket watch with my costume. Here is my dad at where is it? Here's my dad at the because we did all the Doctor Who sites, or a lot of them anyway. Oh god, yeah, my hair was floofier. Deary me. But it was cool to be at the torture base. Yeah, so it was early in the morning, and I was half my Doctor Who costume and half not, and then I wore it for the whole time. Wow, yeah, great picture, really in focus. Slightly better one. Rest in peace. Yeah, a really good day. Long drive, but really good day. That was great because I was able to see the costume that mine's based on, and get some insanely good, high res close ups, which I stood by that for a while, and took many pictures, and it was quite nerdy, but that's okay. And here's been a waterfall as we left Cardiff. Hope that helps the question. Ooh, Spirit, would you ever do a Doctor Who crossover? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. No, I absolutely would. I've got so many ideas, and I can make the ideas I plan. No, 100%. My Doctor Who fan film, when we raised money for that, we raised enough to film it, but not to finish it, if that makes sense. And so it is fully filmed. I meant to wait 8 months for some clips to come in that wasn't due to us. But it's filmed. I have a raw edit. You could technically watch the film, although the first half isn't polished. But then I've actually improved some of my skills significantly, so I kind of want to redo all the green screen and the Dalek work. I can do better. I could have done better then, but it would be a lot harder. I can do it quicker, better now. So I'm probably not remastering. I like it. It's called The Lost Doctor. It's a good story, and it sets up Marcus as the Doctor with his own backstory. So I have definitely considered bringing Doctor Who Marcus as the Doctor into the Trekverse, and then showing the same faces of all our characters is charming, and or meeting Marcus as Harriman. I think that'd be very fun. Definitely seeing a TARDIS appear on the Enterprise D or whatever would be really, really charming. And as ever, it's all about funding at this point. So getting us to our first stretch goal would be amazing, and other funders to come to push forward. But as I say, we've got 13 minutes. If we got a £15 pledge for a set of the cards, we'd get 12,840. I mean, yeah, we've had 4 pledges here. They've always been absolutely exceptional pledges. I mean, Andrew, that was a really generous pledge. I mean, and yeah, you said, you know how generous that was, and thank you. It means the world to all of us. I know the cast are so involved in this and so engaged, and we can only see and do so much. So it's it means a lot to us, and so when I've got a film count tomorrow. There's the project. I'm rambling, but yeah, we put so much work and heart into this. So when you say, and I've backed many Kickstarters as well, so I know exactly when you're like, oh, I'm not doing the best money wise, but I want the perk, and B, I really want to see this film or this project be finished. I was like, yeah, screw it, I'll go for it. And that felt like you just said, screw it, I'll go for it, and it was a huge donation, and it makes all the difference. So thank you. Yeah, which means we are only 200 away from actually pay for Emma's uniform straight out of the gate, which would be so lovely. I'm sure we'll get that before the end of the day. 4 days to go. I'm sure we will. Hopefully, because now it's about perks, right? Get what you want, etc., etc. And Andrew, are you a Trekyards fan? Are you here anyway? Did you come in from Romulan War, or from just gender, or from Emma, or you know, where did you come from? Because I hope that was a good tirade of thank you, because you know, thank you. Oh, so much work. Ridiculous. But it's okay. It's a fun thing to do. He does say, I used to work in Maplin in Cardiff. We once had the BBC turn up with a broken Dalek in the back of a van. Love it. Mark Lawrence. Someone's left a very long multicolour scarf in engineering. Yeah. Not that necessarily, although, you know, there was the arbitable. No, I mean, certainly, the CGI elements. I mean, I don't think I'd get it funded, but if I was to do you know, the 1,000 and a half, as we sometimes do, fund this, imagine saying we want the budget to make a Doctor Who Star Trek crossover where the Daleks invade the Enterprise D, and you can do all the fun stuff in CG because that's what it is. A lot of work, but how cool would that be to see a Dalek, you know? Why is there carpet? Orange doors are so last year. The lights are too bright. Etc. It writes itself. Maybe not quite that, but oh, can you imagine a scene? See, you guys are dangerous. Imagine a scene where whoever's on the Galaxy class says, "Lock out the bridge, lock the turbo lift, like get the turbo out the shaft," and then you just cut to the inside of the turbo lift shaft and see Dalek going, and then blasting the bridge. Oh, Jesus Christ! I will say there's a shot in one of Mark's films, Mark Lawrence. It's a film that's not meant to be released anytime soon. It's one of those, like, it's really visually ambitious. That might be like 4 months to make, but it'll be great once it's done kind of films. There's a shot, I'll mildly spoil it, but there's a shot where some Jem'Hadar do a thing, and I know how to do it, but it's going to suck so hard. But it's going to be so cool, but it's going to suck for me to make it, but it's going to be so cool. So therefore worth it, but it'll suck so hard. Exactly, Elevate. Hey, General's here. Good to see you. Andrew says, I've been watching Trekyards since 2018. Don't talk much. We'll talk more. I'll say that. That's awesome. 2018. Jesus. Not quite the start, but pretty soon. Well, hey, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Good to know you. Yeah. Goodness. And hey, Andrew, if you want to support us regularly, you can on Patreon, because Trek Shorts has a Patreon, and it's very, very useful because it absolutely lets us do what we do every month and not suffer. And we have wonderful support on Patreon. And obviously, I'd encourage everyone to go in. Everyone who's paid back gets early access to films. Sometimes people actually say, "You did a spelling mistake." It's like, that's fair. 100% that's fair. So if everyone's support monthly, you know, $5 a month it all adds up. That's sort of the point of these things, right? To let us do these films and not worry as much. I'm always gonna worry because I always overspend. As in, if a thing needs quality, you do the quality, right? You know, like today I picked up this printing that cost, but that's the point, right? Oh my goodness, what a day. I have a stupid story for everyone next week, which is funny. I don't necessarily have to do this now, but I will still do this because I'm silly. I believe in you all. And yeah, now hopefully the stretch goal we can actually get to the next plane. Because I will say the difference at the 12,500 funding and the 16,000, the difference that will make is going from that red line to the orange line, right? Big difference. So anywhere close to it is going to be a big difference. So if you can. There's only 4 days left, right? We ended May 20th. It's 5 days, but it's not 5 days in terms of hours. Any last quickfire questions? We've got another 5 minutes. I'm going to go straight back to these films when I'm done here. I'm going straight back to work on one of them. I won't say much more than that. I'm trying to show the actual render bar. There you go, 95 of 4K, 208, 2 minutes. Oh, God. Okay, should be about a minute. That's the red line. Oh, the jokes. Well, certainly glad I went live so people could. I mean, I love when people can support.
Doing it because we're all Trek fans. That's it at the end of the day.
It is true.
Some of us are...
Classic says it's quite a jump from the lifestyle. Yes, well, Mark Lawrence came to play. Apparently he was waiting till the last minute, and then he's now doing a trip into the desert, which has no internet. So this is his last chance. Like he's leaving tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, that helps. And then we've got a few today. Every single one matters, right? Every single one adds up. So it's really amazing. A lot of work. But everyone knows how much work. It all... I think it matters. Right, I think it matters. Question from General Grievous. How long did rendering take for On a War, and is Keeley from there a different universe from Universe Keeley or Ancestor? So, gosh, I mean, Romulan War, Jesus Christ. Years? I'm not joking. I mean, some of those shots are absurd. I mean, it's fleet shots, right? And because I tend to do fleet shots in 4K for background things, I've had single layers, single one parts of a shot take 20 hours just for one part of one shot at the quality that I feel like I need to. If I could lower the quality of the setting, I could burn through it in a way that'd be, well, like 5 hours, right? So, but I think it needs it, and I don't want to obviously at the end be like, that doesn't look good enough, and you have to redo it. So 20 hours for the hero shot, like maybe 10 for 3 of the glows. I mean, one shot could... Some big shots have easily taken a week to render. I mean, that's the point, right? They're giant, absurd shots, and they take a while to do. And then sometimes things break, and you got to redo the other stuff. And sometimes he has notes, and it changes the shot, and you got to do another 10 hours again. And it's like, oh, damn. That sucks. So yeah, long time. But I personally would not do shots that big, because they suck to make. They're amazing to look at. Yep. And no, it is the same Keeley. It was not in the script that... So I got a pre-release link, and I really enjoyed it. And she's not obviously meant to die because she has kids. And also she's on the next one later. So, but it's funny. The context of the short is that she dies, but it doesn't say explicitly she dies, nor would I would let that go through the scripting stage because she's not meant to die. But she's she spends time on that escape pod and then gets rescued. So in the context of the brief, it's her sacrifice, meaning she sacrificed almost dying and giving up lots of energy and sacrifice almost being killed. Like that's the tone. But no, same Keeley, same canon Keeley. I've referenced On the War several times in my pieces that have not come out yet. I'm very, 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 very proud of my work on that. It's the biggest project I'll ever work on, and that's okay. It's giant. We keep adding not so new things, but we keep doing things better. No, same. I do want to do more with Rachel Keeley. I would love to. More next era stuff would be cool. I did get a set built because it's cool, but the NX is kind of a hard one to do because you know, there's bits and pieces to those sets. It's not quite as simple as not quite as simple as whatever I said. Anyway, any final questions? I obviously been a very successful live. Mark Lawrence has, of course, everyone's done amazing to get us here. Mark Lawrence and Dominic and a few others have certainly come in to kick all of the ass and make it possible. And that's the in a good way, the sad truth of these things is that it takes a few crazy people to support a few crazy people to get these things made. And at the core, you want to do it. And that's a wonderfully truism, right? And if I have to be the guy that's crazy to make them, I'm going to do it. And as long as a few people support us, I just might be a little bit less investy for the next 7 months, because it didn't quite explode like I hoped. Obviously, we got there, and I'd like to think we get at least another 1,000 before the end. If not 1.5, that'd be really nice. You can't know, right? You can't know. Certainly my hope. Lots of great perks. I really hope people get the perks. And that end on a really high note. Thank you, Mark. You obviously have changed the game. In fact, let me see how that rendering's doing. 46, jeez. There you go. Now I have to get word as I don't want to... Yes. With your multi-uniforms of coolness. Good stuff. Yeah, well, yeah. Check out the film tomorrow. Do share. Oh, General, in the hospital. Well, hello, your grandma. I hope she is okay. Will be okay, or at least as good as it can be. My best. And yes, please do send something. Get a perk, right? Get a perk where you can. We certainly encourage it. You helped us out last time, many years ago now. It's kind of crazy. Anything you can. I'd love to get you sent something in the post. It would be super cool. I love people having our stuff, and that's what I mean. I know there are a few people who are going to give still. Hope you guys have a high number. She's tough. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Well, as long as you're there or can be there, or there are people there that matter. Yeah, we know. What do I end on that? No, thank you all. Put a lot of time into work into this. Check out tomorrow's film. Check out the return of Captain Mukherjee. And if you can, do share the link to that film, because at the end of the day, I might have spent weeks, months prepping. I should always read the chat and do other things. I don't like asking for help. That's why I overspent over a couple of years, because I just want to keep going. But the films are there for free, to be enjoyed, to have that part of you that is itching for classic Trek, be any particular eras. That's what we're here for. It's a joy and a privilege to make these things for people to enjoy, and the thousands to enjoy. So please watch them, please share them, because we think more fans will enjoy them. If you share the word, because they're just there to be enjoyed, right? Just there to be enjoyed. But Mark, last note, does this leave the door open for later add-ons after the campaign ends? I don't know. I think that was an option. I think that's a thing. Because it's different. It's different than it used to be. Hey, it's me. It might be. Which would be cool. I mean, people still get perks after the fact. It changes once you do the once you get the funding, right? So I think that's probably is true. That's our great thumbnail. Is there a way of just checking that quickly? Let's have a look. It's funny once you like finish the campaign, it like doesn't limit, but it makes finding the how you set up the campaign slightly more annoying. Let's see. Okay, I can. Okay, so yeah, Mark, thanks for bringing that to my attention. So this is new. They changed Kickstarter many years ago, right? So you can change the add-ons to end. Would you like this reward to stop being available when end of the campaign, beyond the end, recommend for late pledges or custom day and time? And apparently I've enabled late pledges. You've enabled late pledges, which means you can set your rewards to be available past the end of the campaign. Please note late pledges will only activate. Okay, so I guess that does indeed mean that we can get some people who can find us later down the line, which would be super helpful, of course. I mean, hey, I want people to... I want people to get perks, right? Alright, well, thank you all. Yes, I am. Because it's 2 different shots. Photoshop. Thank you all so much for everything you guys do. Obviously, thank you, Mark and Dominic and Roy and Ray and Chris and all the amazing people. Tune in for the Trekyards this weekend. Tune in for the Fanfilms weekend. And see what else happens or not soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a great time. Have a great evening. Thanks for the super chats, of course. Until then, he was Captain Foley somewhere. He's Cockings. Thank you all. Bye, guys.